Alright, so I'm just going to press A and then delete to delete everything I have in my default scene, and then I'm just going to press Shift A, mesh. We're going to use a circle. Going into my front view mode, or just like this. We're good with this, so we don't need to change anything. So I'm just going to tab into edit mode, and I'm just going to press F to fill up this face. And what I'm going to do next is I'm just basically going to press E to extrude this up, like so, and then I'm going to press S to scale it out, just like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press E, and then I'm going to extrude up, not so much, just something like this. And then I'm just going to press delete, and then I'm just going to delete faces. So I'm going to delete this face that we have right here. So I can just select this ring right here, pressing Shift Alt, then clicking, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl B, and then I can just bevel this a bit like so. Yes, so we have like the base. So what I would do now is I can just rename this now. So if I tab out, let's just give it a name. So press F2, and I'm just going to call this base. So press enter. Next thing I'm going to do is basically I'm going to now give this a bit, and then I'm just going to increase the thickness inwards a bit like that. Yes, then after this I can press Ctrl 2 to give this a bit of a subdivision. We have this now, then I can just press shade smooth, and yeah, we have a base. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to select these vertex right here, and just press Shift Alt, then click on it. Then I'm going to press Shift D and then P to do it by selection. So this is going to serve as our cover, or our cover base, or the top. I don't know what to call it. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the solidify modifier as well as the subdivision modifier. Actually, I think we can keep that. So what I'm going to do now is going to my front view. What I basically want to do is I'm just going to press GZ to bring this down a bit like this. Then I'm going to tab into edit mode, and what I'll do is I'll select everything. So I'll press Shift Alt to select everything like this, and then I'm just going to press E, and then I'm going to scale out a bit, pressing S, and I'm going to press E to bring this up on the Z axis, and I'm going to leave it like that. And what I'll do next is I'm just going to press E again, S, and I can just scale it in like this. Yes, so what we'll do now is we're going to add in loop cut here. Actually, if we can scale this inward a bit, I'm going to add in two loop cuts here. So I'm going to press Ctrl R, and I'm just going to add in two loop cuts. Then going to face select mode by pressing 3, I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt and click on one of these faces. So what I'll do is basically I'm going to press E to extrude up like so, and then I'm going to select one of these faces here, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt, and then I'm going to click, and I'm going to press Alt E, extrude along normals, and then I'm just going to extrude this out like so. So if you go back into vertex mode, I can just select this base right here, then just press Shift Alt, and then I'm just going to press Shift E. I just want to give this a crease here, so that we have, I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to select this ring of vertices here. So Shift Alt GG, and then I'm just going to grab this down a bit like so. Then I can press Shift E again, and then just crease this, and we have this. So we're not done yet. The next thing I want to do is now going into my side view. What I want to do is I want to make like the undo part. I'm going to do is actually I think you can firstly scale this on the Z axis up a bit, then you can, okay, let's do that again. Let's first set our origin to geometry, and then I'm just going to press SZ, and I'm going to, then we can just bring it down. Let's press tab to go back into edit mode. So you can just press this. So what I want to do is I'm going to select these faces right here, click and drag like this, and then I'm going to select just half of it. We don't need everything actually. So I'm just going to select this side, and what I'll do is I will just press shift D, and I'm going to press P selection. So this is going to serve as our undo. So if I select this now and then I just give it a bit of a solidify modifier, we already have the subdivision surface modifier, so I'm just going to drag it on top. And what I'll do next is I'm just going to increase the thickness out towards like this. And yeah, we have that. So I can just press shade smooth, and we have this cool little undo. So what I'll do next is I'm going to select let's just hide, let's name this. So I'm going to call this handle, and let's just rename everything. We have this as base. Let's just call this, I don't know what to call it, I'm just going to call it top. So you can press F2 or just double click. I'm going to name this top. So what I'll do is let me hide the handle for now. So let's go back to this top right here. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to select this half here. So if I click and drag like this, and then you can let's do that again. Where is it? Okay, so I have selected here, so I'm going to press um, Alt Z so that everything is selected, and then I'm just going to click and drag like this. So I don't want this one right here, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, so let's select that. Let's just click and drag up to this point here. So we have only this selected. Then I think we can click the back, and then we can just click and hold down shift, then click and drag over here. So we have this part here selected. So what I want to do now is is that what I want to do? Okay, this part is not selected. Let's just do that again. So let's press shift and click over here. Then I want this other side to be selected, so I'll shift and click over here as well. Just go to side view and do that again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to press Alt E just to make that come out a bit. I'm just going to extrude along normals. You can hold down shift just to do this a bit so that it looks different. I'm just going to click there. So if we go now, we have this. So if I bring back the undo, this is what we have. Obviously we don't want this showing here, so I can tap back into edit mode. You can press this back now to show the subdivision modifier, and what I'll do is I'll just press Ctrl R and drag in a loop cut here, and then the back as well, because we have the same problem. Ctrl R, and yes, so we're good. So I can just right click and shade this smooth as well. So far so good. Now so we have the undo, and then we have the cover. Let's just, not actually the cover, I don't know, the top. So let's make the cover now. So to make the cover, it's pretty much simple. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press shift A, and I'm going to add a circle. I'm going to press GZ because you can see it, and just bring it somewhere here. What I'll do is I'll scale this inwards a bit because it's the lead, so it's going to cover. Then I can press GZ to bring this up like this. Yeah, so we can tap into edit mode now and start. Let's just scale that inwards again. So first thing, F to fill this. Then what we are going to do is we're going to press E to extrude this up a bit, S to scale like so, and then E to extrude up again like this. So at this point here, what I can do is I can delete this face right here because I will not be needing it for now. So I'm going to press delete, no, not E, I'm going to press delete and then faces. So this is what we have. So I can just select this ring of vertices now, shift alt. Let's just scale that a little bit like this, yeah, something like that. Then what we can do is I'm just going to press E, and then my middle mouse to move it along here, and I'm just going to press S to scale inwards. Let's just bring that down a bit. S to scale inwards, and then what we'll do again is we'll press E, and then we'll just right click to put it in position. We can scale this, and we can press GZ to move it down, then we can scale again. Then what I can do is I can press E and right click again, S up to this point right here, and then I can press F. So to this one right here, I'm just going to press shift alt, not to select this ring of vertices, not this one, yes, this one, and I'm just going to press Ctrl B. You can hold down shift to reduce the beveling, scale, and I'm just going to press Ctrl B, and then I'm just going to select this. Then for this, what I'll do is I'm just going to add in another loop cut right here, and like that. And then what I can do is I'm going to press Shift Alt again, Ctrl B. I'm going to bevel this like so, and then I'm just going to select everything and then just scale out like this, and then I can shade it smooth. And what I will do is I'll just press Ctrl 2, the subsoft modifier, and then we have this as well. So just a quick fix, what I'll do here is I'm just going to press Shift Alt to select this ring of vertices here, and I'm just going to press Shift E. Just want to add in a crease like that, and I'm just going to tap back into edit mode, select this face right here, and this will be as the lead for holding the lead holder. So what I'll do is I'll press Shift D, then P, selection. So this is going to be a separate selection, so let's just rename this as well. So I'm just going to name this cover, and for this one right here, I'm just going to name it lead. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to tab into edit mode. You can go into your side view or your front view for this, pressing Alt Z, making sure you're on vertices or any mode, it doesn't matter. I'm going to press A to select everything. I'm just going to press E to extrude up, and I'm going to add in loop cut right here. You can bring this down, like this, and then what I'll do here is I'm going to select this, or let's just add in one more loop cut here, and then I'm just going to scale this inwards like that. And then I can just press G to bring this down, and then going back to solid view, what I can do is I can press Ctrl B to add in a bevel here, and just something like that, and SZ, because it's way too big to do that, let's just scale it on the Z axis again, GZ, and bring that up. So you can select the base. If I just press this to go into my local view, so we will just press I, and I'm going to insert this, and then you can just press Shift E to make this side, Shift Alt, then Shift E to make it add. So if I bring back, I'm pressing my slash key, this is what we have. Okay, so far we have the lead, and I think we can start parenting stuff to this to the port here, so that in case one want to make the animation, it to be easy. So if I select this now and press Shift, select the top as well, and the undo, and then select this, Shift to select the base last. I'm just going to press Ctrl P, object, keep transform, so that when we move the port, everything else follows. Okay, so I'm not done yet. Let's just add in a bit of a detail to this port down here. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab back into edit mode, and then what I'll do is I'll go to face select. I'm just going to press I to insert the face here. Yes, and what I'll do is I'm just going to press E to extrude it inward a bit. You can hold down Shift as you're doing this, just like that. You can scale, and I'm just going to press Shift E to make this yes, something like that. Then what I'll do next is we'll add another loop cut here, and then what I'll do is I'll go to face select, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt click, not click on this face right here to select this ring. And what I'll do is I'm just going to press E, and I'm just going to extrude this down a bit like this. Okay, and what I'll do is if I go to vertex mode, let me just hide the subdivision surface. So I'm just going to select this. I'm just going to press Shift Alt again, Shift E, and then I'm just going to drag this out. You can set it to a factor of 1 if you want, so just to have that. So if I bring this back now, we have this. Well, you can scale this out a bit like this. Actually, let's do this for the same one as this one here, Shift E 1, to have this add base right here. Okay, I think what we're going to do next is if I just select both the top and the lead here and just press hide, let's just select the base again. We can press our slash key to go into local view. So I'm going to select this, and we still have our subdivision surface, our solidify modifier on. So I just want to increase the thickness a bit, and then what I'll do is I'll tab out of edit mode and just press Ctrl A in this modifiers panel to apply this solidify modifier. Then I'm going to tab out of edit mode, tab back into edit mode, and then I'm going to hide this for now so that we're only seeing this. So I just want to create some extra detail here. So if I select this ring of vertices here by pressing Shift Alt, I'm going to press Ctrl B, holding Shift, just do it a bit, and I'm going to add in a bevel here. So what I would like to do next is I can just select this one as well, Shift Alt, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl B to bevel. You can hold down Shift, don't forget. And yes, so that is what we have. So if I turn this back on now, we have this. So we can go out of our local view now. So far so good. If I press Alt H to bring back everything, this is what we have. In the next part, we're going to be adding some materials. Alright, so we will be adding material in this part. Press tab. So you can see that we're having some parts not fitting to the size of the top. So I'm just going to press Ctrl R, and I'm just going to drag out like this. I'm going to add in a loop cut here just to make it match, and then we can add in 2 loop cuts in between as well. Then we can just scale it out if we just to give it a bit of a curved surface. Okay, so we have that. What I would like to do next now is we can start adding materials. Before that, let's quickly add the camera. I'm going to go to this view. I'm just going to press Shift A, and I'm going to add in a camera. I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt number pad 0 to put it to this view, and then I'm just going to press G, middle mouse button, to move out, and we have that. I'm still going to change it. Doesn't mean, but just for the moment, so we can start adding in materials. So what we can do now is we can move to our shading tab. It's gonna be slow a bit on my laptop. What do you know? It's fast this time. Okay, so looking at our camera, we're going to be adding materials now. So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, so looking at our camera, we're going to be adding materials now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press new, and just in case you're not seeing what I have here, it's probably because you don't have your node wrangler turned on. So you can just go to edit, preferences, and add-ons. You can just type in the node wrangler. So I don't even have it enabled for mine, so as well. So let's do that together. So you just click this, make sure it's enabled, then we are good to go. So selecting this material now, we have this. What I would like to do is I'll just like to start with a base material. So I'm going to give it a base color of green. Yes, just green, and then I'm going to reduce the value. Then for the roughness, I'm going to turn down the roughness as well. Let me just save there. I'm just going to turn down the roughness to something like this, and I'm good with that. Then next thing we're going to do is let's add in a bump just to make it a little bit rough. So I'm going to go to texture. I'm going to add in a noise texture. I'm going to press Ctrl T to bring out the mapping. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my vector here, and then I'm going to add in a bump. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to select this now, plug this into the height input, and then okay, let's just move this a bit here, and then I'm going to plug this into the normal input. But yeah, it's done now. So I'm going to reduce the strength of this bump. I'm going to reduce it to like 0.001, and we don't want anything to just a little bit. Basically I want to create 2 materials for this base right here. So if you tab into edit mode, I want these sides right here to have a different materials from that of this. Don't start it. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this, and this. And what I'll do is I'll give this a different material. So I'm going to press new, and I'm going to press assign to make sure that the material is assigned to this. So what we're going to do is okay, I think there's one that needs to be selected as well. Okay, this needs to be selected right here. So let me press Shift Alt and then assign um, this material to this as well. So yes, we have everything selected. So now what I'll do is I'm just going to press Shift A. Let me just use my view and join this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to press Shift A, and then I'm just going to add in a texture. So the texture I'm going to start I'll use is a Voronoi texture, and then again press Ctrl T, and then I'm going to change it from generated to object. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to put this into the base color input, and you can see we have this. So I'm going to change it from distance to color, and when we do that, this is what we have. So you can just play around with the scale. You can increase the scale if you want. I personally think this is alright with me. Then next thing I'm going to do is, well, you can deal with the rotation as well. Just play around with it. That's just it. Just play around. All I'll do next is I'm just going to press Shift A, and I'm going to add a color. I'm going to add in a mix color node here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down here, and then I'm going to select this eyedropper here and still select the same green color that we used um, for the first material. So what this is doing is adding these two colors together. So what I'll do is I'll change the blend mode from mix. I'm going to change it to soft light, and doing that now you can see it's showing the green. Actually, I think I use multiply. Let's try multiply as well. I think soft light is still the best, so I'm going to leave it at soft light. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to increase the factor output towards the B, so that we have more of the green here, and this is what we have. So if you like, you can you reduce the randomness. I think is okay. Then you can change it from this. You can use Manhattan. You can just play around with these values here, and this is what you have. Also, I'm going to reduce the roughness as well, just to make it rough. And yeah, so that is for this one. So I can tap out of edit mode now. So we have this material for this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this lead right here. We're going to be giving it a material as well. So I'm going to make this material, I'm going to make it the base color just I don't know what, yellow. Yes, I'm just going to make it yellow, and I'm going to reduce the roughness, the value rather. I'm going to reduce it down, and then the roughness as well. We're going to make it down like 0.3, and we can apply the same material to the undo as well. So if I press shift, click this, hold down shift to click on this material, control L, and we just link the material, so they have the same materials now. Also, let's go to the lead now. So for the lead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same material as the first material. So I'm going to apply this material to it, and then for this one right here, we are going to use the same material as well. So just shift click on this, control L, link materials, and there we go. So let's hide both of these for now. Let me just press control S to save that again, and we can hide both of these here with H. So what I want to do is I want to select I want to make this inner material of the base, I want to make it metallic. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to press the slash key to go into my local view, and then if I press tab, what I want to do is I want to select this inner faces right here and give them the metallic material. So to do that, I'm going to go to face mode, and I'm going to select this face right here, and then after doing that, I'm just going to press Ctrl plus, and I'll press that many times to select the faces, and once that is done, you can see this is selected. So what I'll do is I'm going to create a new material for this as well, and then I'm going to assign that material to this right here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to give it a metallic of 1, and then for the base color, I'm going to increase the value up to 1, or decrease the value, not increase, decrease it. And if I go back into my normal view, global view now, by pressing slash and then alt H to bring back everything, um, let's just hide this. You can see now that this is what we have. So you can see that this surface here is metallic, so you can just reduce the roughness to make it shiny, and if you like, you can increase the value as well. Okay, so you can see we're having a bit of a shading problem here. So if I tap back into edit mode now, I just want to select this face, and I'm just going to press I to insert a face again. And if I tap out, you can see that has stopped. Okay, so I press Alt H to bring back everything. That will be all for the materials, and in the next part we'll go to animations. Alright, so in this part of the tutorial, we're going to be making some animations. So the first thing I want to do is I want to clear the parent I added to the base. While modeling, remember we printed everything to the base right here. So I'm just going to clear that parent because we're going to be making an expanded view animation. So what I'll do is I'll select the top, the lead, the handle, the cover, and then I'll select the base last, and then I'll just press Alt P. Then to bring out clear parent, I'm just going to clear and keep transformation. So if I select individually now, you can see that this is no longer affecting the movement of others. The next thing I want to do is basically I want to join the lead here with the cover so that they are one. So to do that, I'm just going to select the lead, shift and click on the cover, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl J, and then I've joined it. So if I grab the cover now, the lead follows. So that's just about it. The next thing I want to do is I don't like this camera focal length, so I'm just going to change the focal length to 70 first. Then I'm going to press G, then my middle mouse button, and I'm just going to drag her like this. So this is what we have. Then we can start adding some lighting to our scene. So what I will first do is let's just go to our render panel here. I'm going to change the render engine from Eevee to Cycles. Then I'm going to change the viewport amount to 30. I'm going to turn on viewport denoising. I'm going to give this start tempo of 30, and then for the render we can just leave that for now. When we're making our final render, we're going to leave it. So now with that done, I can just make another window and just click and drag out like this. And I'm going to select render. So we have the render selected now. So if I press Shift A, and then I'm just going to add in a light. The first light I'm going to be adding is an aerial light. Let me just shift this to the side so I can see what I'm doing. Also, just to save you some time while doing this, you can just come to the scene here and then just turn on the render region so that only this region right here is what will be rendered. So if I press GZ, selecting the light, and then I select the light and just press GZ to grab this up. This is going to serve as our aerial light. Okay, I think I need to change my camera perspective. I just want it to be something like this. So I'm just going to press Ctrl number pad 0, then I can press G, middle mouse again, selecting my camera, G, and then I just want to move it out like this. Okay, so I want to look at this view. Okay, so this is going to serve as our aerial light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the light settings here, and let me just, you can just drag it like this to increase the scale first, or the radius, and then for the power I'm just going to give this a power of 100 watts. Okay, so this is what we have. Then I'm going to change the shape from square to dix, and then if I come to this side here, what I want is not ellipse, dix. What I'll do is I'll just press GY to move this to the back, like this. Let's just drag out again so you can see, and press Ctrl S to save. So I'm just going to press like this, and then I'm going to press RY, or RX rather, and I'm just going to rotate it. So this will serve as our backlight. So you can just increase the size if you want. Then I'm just going to press Shift D, see selecting this light. I'm going to add in another light here. And what I'll do is, let me just press T to hide this. I'm going to come here. I'm going to press select the light. I'm going to press GY, move it along here, and then I'm going to press RR to bring it to the direction of my object. So this is what we have here. Then you can just move it up a bit, GZ, and then Y to bring it down. So this is what we have. So far so good. Then to see the effect of the light, really you cannot see because the background is still reflecting a bit of a light, showing a bit of a light. So I'm just going to go to the color here. I'm just going to reduce the value of this. Let me hide this backlight first. So you can see this is the effect of the light that's coming from the side. So I just want to increase the power of this. We cannot use the same power. So I'm just going to give this about 500 watts. Yes, so you can see now this is the effect of this light right here. So I can press Alt H to bring this back. So you have the backlight, you have the side light hitting it here. What I'll do is I can just press Shift D again, selecting this backlight. I just want to add another light over here, like this. Going to my front view, I just want to rotate it to this side, then I can just bring it close. That's too far. Then RZ again, this is on the Z axis. So I just want the light to be hitting it at this side. If you like, I think which is better, you can press GY to bring this like this, then RZ to just, yes, just from this side. Then just like I've done before, I can select these two lights here, hide it to see the effect of this light. So for this light I can let's just bring it a bit, let's bring it out a bit again. RZ to rotate. Yes, so I just want it to be 18 at this point here. Then for the power, I'm going to give it like power of 300. So it's not really affecting the one at the side, but it's just reflecting it. So if I press Alt H to bring back the light, so far this is what we have. I think I can reduce the power of this light here. I think it's too much. So let's just give it a power of 50. Just serve as the backlight. Then what we can do again is we can press Shift D to bring another light just down here on this side. You can press Alt R to cancel the rotation. So I just want to, let's do that again. Alt R to cancel the rotation, and then press GY, and then I'm just going to bring it around here. So I go to top view. I'm just going to press G to bring it along this side. Then I can press GZ again to bring it up like this. Then I'm going to reduce the size just to reflect, and then I can reduce the power to about 10. Just serve as a light here. Okay, so we have our lighting setup. Next thing I want to do is we can start animating this now. So I think I can close this rendered view right here. So I'm going to join these areas. So if I just grab up to bring my timeline, what we want to do is essentially we're creating an expanded view. So I'm going to add in an empty, and I'm just going to select a cube. So we're going to parent everything to this cube right here, both the light and the object, so that it's going to affect the rotation of every other object. So if I move out of my camera perspective, I'm just going to click on the light or down shift. So I'm just going to select this light here as well, making sure everything's selected. Then I'm going to select the ports as well. Select this part, select this part, select this part. So I'm going to make sure everything is selected. Yes, then I'm going to select the empty last with shift control P, object keep transform. So now if I look at my camera perspective, if I just grab any of this now, if I grab the empty, every other thing follows. Okay, so so far that's what we want. So the next thing I want to do now is we can start animating this. So I want my animations to be 5 seconds, 30 frames per second. So what I'll do is I'm just going to press RR here. So pressing RR is just like a trackball, so it makes me able to rotate everything at a time. So if I select the empty and just press RR, I want my animation to first start from this side here. So I'm just going to click here, and I'm just going to press I, inside keyframe location rotation. So I'm just going to press this next here, and then I'm just going to press RR again. I want it to be at this point when the animation is ending, so I can just press I, location rotation. So if I play this animation now, you can see starting and then just moving and like that. So it's just starting. Then you can just press T to, you can change it to linear. Mine is set to linear by default. So if I play this, it's starting and then it's just moving like that. Yes, so that is what I want. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to create an exploded view for the port. So to do that, it's simple. What I'll do is I want there to be an exploded view starting from this frame 60 here, I'm going to select everything, the pot. I'm going to select the top, the handle, the cover, and then the base, and I'm just going to insert a keyframe for this. I'm going to set this to location rotation. Okay, so when it gets to about halfway, frame 75, I want there to be a change. So what I'll do is I can just select the individual parts of the port, and then I'm just going to press GZZ. I'm selecting the top first. I'm going to press GZZ to move it along my local. Then I'm just going to put it here, and I'm just going to press I location rotation. If I play this back now, you can see that it's moving. So I'm going to do this for other parts as well. So if I select the handle, what I'll do is I'll just press G XX, and then I'm just going to move it along the local X, and then leave it, and then press I location rotation. For the ports here also, I can just press GZZ again. I can just move it down, not too much, and then I'm going to press I location rotation. So playing this back too as well, you can see it's moving and like that. Okay, so far so good. So as well for this also, let's do it along the local X, GXS, and then just bring it somewhere around the air. I'm just going to set I location rotation. So if I play this back now, you can see everything is exploded at once. Now obviously we don't just want it to be exploded, we want to bring it back. So to do that, what I can do is I can select every other part. Since they are both selected on the same keyframe, what I'll do is I'll just press shift D in my keyframe here. What I'll do is let's do that again. I'm going to select these keyframes, the keyframes that are here, and I'm just going to press shift D. I'm just going to prolong it for some seconds. So if I play this back now, you can see it starts, then it's retained. Now if we want it to go back to the way it was at frame 60, which is like this. So if I play this back now, you can see that it's moving. So I'm going to do this for other parts as well. So if I select the handle, what I'll do is I'll just press G XX, and then I'm just going to move it along the local X, and then leave it, and then press I location rotation. So if I bring it back, you can see now that um, it's moving as well. Then for the ports here also, I can just press GZZ again. I can just move it down, not too much, and I'm going to press I location rotation. So playing this back too as well, you can see it's moving and like that. Okay, so far so good. So as well for this also, let's do it along the local X, GXS, and then just bring it somewhere around the air. I'm just going to set I location rotation. So if I play this back now, you can see everything is exploded at once. Now obviously we don't just want it to be exploded, we want to bring it back. So to do that, what I can do is I can select every other part. Since they are both selected on the same keyframe, to do that, what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to select the individual keyframes that we have on this frame 60, and then I'm just going to paste it to wherever I want it to come back to its normal position. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this keyframe for the base here. So I'm just going to copy this, Control C to copy. Make sure that you are over your timeline, you are hovering over your timeline when you're copying. If you copy over here, it's going to copy the base and not the keyframe. So select the keyframe and just press Control C. Then at frame 110, I want my animation to go back to where it was. So if I just press 110 and then just press Control V, you can see that the base is back to its default position. So if I play this, you can see it's starting at this point, then it's retained here, then it comes back to its initial position. Actually, I think it's happening way too fast, so let's just move it to 120. So we're just going to repeat that steps for the remaining parts as well. So I select the handle, select this keyframe of frame 60, Control C, type in 110 again. Then I'm just going to or 120 rather, because you don't want that. And then I'm just going to press Control V. You can see also starting, and it's back to its position. Okay, so again we do the same thing for the cover. I'm going to select this keyframe, press Control C, go to 120, and then I'm just going to press Control V. Then it's back to its position. So whoop, if I play now, and yes, so the last part is for this right here. What I'll do is I'm going to copy this keyframe as well with Control C, go to 120 again, and I'm just going to press, make sure I'm in my timeline, Control V. So if you play this all together now, this is what you have. So you can see that it's starting at its initial location here, moving up, staying for some moment, and then just going down. Also, I can just select all the keyframes here and just press Ctrl E. Then I can just ease out so that it will start well, and then to just ease out like that. Yes, so that's just about right. So going into our rendered view now, this is what we have. So what I would like to do is I'm going to be inputting my final render settings. So for the noise threshold, this is not really detailed, so we don't need to give it a small threshold. We can just keep it at 0.35 or 0.4. Then for the maximum samples, I'm going to use 200 samples. I'm going to turn on motion blur. I'm going to turn it on because of the animation. And then the look, I'm going to select medium high contrast, and that'll be all for the render settings. Also for the image output, I'm going to click this folder here to save it here. So I'm going to save it as my blender files here. So what I'll do is I'll just create a new folder for it, and I'm just going to name it port animation. So what we're doing is we're rendering this as a still image. I'm just going to click accept, and after you've done that, pretty much good to go. So you can just render this out now. And alright guys, so that will be the end of the tutorial. If you found the tutorial helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also let me know what you think in the comment section. Bye for now.